Ba-da-ba. No. Yes.
Perfect. So
There
we're
we are. The next round is. I hope it will be Geisser Michael on the left and
Zoel Liechti on the right
right.
side.
I hope so.
Right. So we're starting into the third round of the Swiss Magic Masters here today.
Let's see if we can see something to be sure about it. I don't know. Maybe.
We will find out in a second. Once
Yeah.
they play their first cards, it will be clear, and then we can switch it up anyways.
We will know the future in few minutes.
As usual.
Oh, a lot of dices.
Is it?
Or it's
No,
one.
it's just
but
two. It
it's
just
two,
was,
but
it
they
was,
were really fast.
Yeah. Oh wow, we got a die roll competition here. They both have threes.
Ooh.
I love rolling the dice. And to lose.
You love to lose?
No, and to lose. No, I don't love to lose the die roll. But I love if you roll the same like several times and then you really get a strong competition for a die roll. That's amazing. It's amazing. All right. Honestly, I'm not too sure about this matchup. I mean, for people who do not know Stax, it's basically a deck with only artifacts, plays all the soul lands, so the lands that make 2 mana, and then plays Smokestack, which is a super annoying permanent that lets you put a counter on it in every upkeep, and in each player's upkeep, each player sacrifices the number of permanents equal to the counters on Smokestack.
Yeah, and Stax is pretty famous for Mishra's Workshop, right?
Yes, which we are not playing in Legacy, fortunately. Else we would see a lot more Stacks, I suggest. So, I don't know. Aggro Loam still I think Aggro Loam has a good shot. It does play for Wastelands. It has the aggro Loam is really good against Stacks actually,
Knight
right?
of Reliquary, and
There's a huge clock.
yeah, not only, but with if he has no Metalworker into play,
Yes.
it could be a good mana denial because
Yes. And then he just wastes him out of the game if he finds the Loam and has a Wasteland, or the Random Excavator for that matter. So I think I would favor Aggro Loam just because of the nature of the deck, kind of just getting things back from the graveyard, etc. I don't know if
yeah, Punishing Fire is so good against Metalworker.
Yes.
I'm looking. I feel like Smokestack gets owned by Life from the Loam.
Yes.
But he's playing just 2 Life from the Loam.
Yeah, it's a normal
That's
list.
not. But that's not a high amount.
Yeah,
This
I
way
agree.
Smokestack
I do agree.
could be still a problem.
Quite.
Oh, Gutter
Pain.
Dig is
It's
interesting.
really good against this deck as well. Yeah, there's always the one of Gadoktig, which I can get with a Cenis.
And yeah,
And there's the Dark Depths combo as well. So this is something we might want to watch out for because it could. Well, okay, he plays for Engineering, but just a Stax
Yeah.
player that is, of course. So attacking will be difficult still, and there's 2 Erupt Decay and a Vindicate on the Loam side. So
Stack is in the right side, in the right
we
side.
got it right.
And
Perfect.
he mulligans to 6 and keeps the card on top. And let's start. And Stack starts first. It's interesting. Oh, the Buried Ruins.
Buried Ruins.
The units of that is if it goes to the graveyard, the card that you are searching. If it goes into the
Dunes
graveyard,
after
it
that.
makes a 2/2.
It makes a 2/2 creature.
Yeah.
I never saw. So I was searching for Dunes after that. It doesn't even come into play tap.
No, when it cannot go to the graveyard alone, but with Smokestack, it's pretty cool interaction.
Yes. And you could also play a Dust Bowl, but
Yeah.
I don't think he is.
With Dust Bowl, it would be
It's
pretty funny.
absurd. Pretty absurd. All right. And there we see what he tries to do. Chalice 1.
Chalice 1 against good old friend Confident, the dark one.
Yes.
Dark Confident against Chalice. I feel like Chalice is not at his
Chalice is dead
best.
since they both play it. Chalice is
Yeah.
completely dead. And like if those matchups, if you keep a hand with like double Chalice, you most likely are to lose because it doesn't do anything.
It was funny. Like the other day, I was testing a little bit of Legacy. My opponent started. I was playing blue, black, like artifacts. My opponent
Yes.
started with Chalice on 0 and Chalice on 1. I was
Yeah.
pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
Then I drew 4 Chalice. I was not anymore really happy about
Yes,
it.
yes. That's how it can go. All right. So flips a knight. The
Yeah.
bridge is already out. And there are 4 of them, so I don't know how good the knight is in terms of attacking.
2 Abrupt Decay and 1 Vindicate as a solution to the bridge.
Yes.
And nothing else. Or better, there is another possibility with a good old Westland lock, I would say.
Yes. Which he
But
just used his first wasteland on the ancient tomb.
yeah,
Now as a second bob, he's gonna draw 3 cards a turn, basically.
that's pretty cool.
And there's no pressure on his life total from the other side of the table.
I
right?
love Bob.
Not at all, right? Wow. Yeah, I love Bob too. I like Aggro Loam as well. It's an amazing deck.
Now 10 it's oh no, it's 15
Yeah,
lives.
he's at
It's
15.
15
It's
lives.
all good. And he has a
easy.
library now, so he will find even more
So many
cards. He can
cards.
stack the cards for his bobs. Like he has to discard at end step. You know. Brings his opponent down to 10. But once, how many cards? His opponent still has 4 cards, right?
I think he has to play.
Yeah.
To play the
Yeah, the knight.
Yep. Just to destroy, play as a land destruction
Yep.
deck. It's
Yeah. Yeah, and it's almost lethal next turn
Yeah.
already. Like it's 9, right?
Yeah,
And
but-
his opponent cannot cast cards because
Yeah,
he got
that-
wastelanded.
yeah,
and he
that's the
has-
question.
Yeah, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I
6
feel
cards.
like the idea is using the knight to make Westlands, keeping him over the Dark Confidant. This way, the Dark Confidant can get in,
Exactly.
and that will be the
Exactly. And then
game
just
probably.
win 1 with the bobs. His opponent not doing anything. More extra cards. Finds a Gadoktik. So any stacks cannot even be cast. Well, he wouldn't want to cast stacks anyway on this board. In case he wanted. Is there any sweeperish kind of
It's a little bit
card?
slow stacks in this board because
Yes.
he wants to kill him.
Oh, he has ratchet bombs 4. Okay, 4 ratchet bombs. And 3 Trinisphere. 4 crucible forts. Unfortunately,
Four
he didn't find
Crucible?
one. Yeah, 4
Whoa.
crucible. I find that a very
That's
high
a
number
lot.
for crucible. But
Nice. That's funny. Westlands, Crucibles, and
yeah, it's fun if you have them together. It's a lot of fun if you.
and also with the dunes of that, and that's also funny. That's also a new kind of new card.
the
with a
Drown
smokestack,
Yard
yeah.
temple we're looking up.
Drone Yard Temple, you can get him back
For
He has
3
Drone Yard-
mana.
Yeah, the game 1 is ended. It was kind of not really a game.
No, Wasteland, like that's why you see a lot in Legacy. It's just Wasteland sealing the deal, especially if it's combined with like a knight that searches up more Wastelands or a Loam.
It's a game of Westlands. It feels like if you can get to 3 lands, it's hard that you can outwaste him just because you
Right.
can go with a. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty important to have Mox Diamond in your opening hand in this deck. If he has Mox Diamond, Lionel Diamond, Mox Diamond in his hand, it's pretty easy to get to the lands because you go for the Mox Diamond, then you go for a Metal Worker
Yes.
or a Crucible,
Yes.
and you should be fine
You should
with
be
your
completely
lands.
fine.
That should not be the problem. We have to update the score, I would say also.
Yes.
I got it. I got it.
1-0 from a Loam player. And what do you think in terms of sideboarding? Definitely, like
Let's take a look.
I think the Spine could come in. Spine of Ishal, a 7-mana artifact which exiles permanents on entering and leaving the battlefield, right?
No,
Only
it's
entering.
entering. When it leaves, it goes back into your hand directly.
Okay.
when
Oh,
it
the
leaves-
Spine.
yeah, the
Yeah,
spine.
that's true. And then you can infinite,
Y-
like
yeah,
go
you can
infinite
go
exile
for-
permanents.
If you have like a Metal Worker and the smokestack,
Yes.
you could
Every
go-
turn you can
yeah,
you can use it.
it's kind of interesting.
So yeah, I think this and then Revokers, Thorns that leave out, Spheres as well. I could see a Surinarp coming in and 4 Tormod scripts, which are for sure coming in against Aggro Loam. And what does the Loam player have?
The lone player has to play the Reclamation Sage for sure, I would say.
Yes. Yes.
And the other card, they are all a little bit narrow, I would say.
But I mean, he has 4 chalices, which he's gonna take out for sure. So what do you bring in?
Yeah, in the narrow slots, I would go for the. No, I think it's also not narrow. The toke size is fine, I would say.
Thought these are fine for sure. Yeah.
Also because the other guy has to take out also the chalice, probably.
Right.
Uh,
And so we can take in the swords as well for the metal workers and the lodestone golems.
Yeah, it's really funny because maybe you could keep some chalice just because he takes in his words and toke size, but he doesn't know the list this way, and this is not like
And
the,
and if he
the
doesn't
classic
draw,
list.
no.
I think against 2 toke size and 2 swords, if you are on the play, you should keep in double chalice if you know them, but you don't know them. This way, it's not
No,
something.
but no, I don't think you have to keep it in. I mean, and this is quite standard. Sorry, maybe this
Okay.
was, I missed. This is very standard for Loam sideboards.
Yeah, but Loam is not a really. It's a really played deck.
It's a played deck. It's not very played, but it
Okay.
is played. It is. I don't know what
I
the
never
meta
played
percentage is,
against
to be
it,
honest.
And
It's not on here. Okay, yeah, if you go to like on MTG top 8 is there is
okay, this is.
yeah, it's like 2%,
2%.
but you see it. You see
Okay.
it a lot. I mean, there is a lot of decks on
Yeah.
Legacy, but
Yeah, I know. Okay, 2 sword brushes. I don't know. You would not play the chalice? Why would you not play chalice in the
in the mud deck, and
in the mud deck
Stax deck.
after starting playing first? You know that your opponent plays 4 1-drops. Would you not keep 1 chalice or 2 chalice? No. Also, in a card like Sword Blushers that you have really few targets.
No.
Okay, I would think about it because I feel like Sword Blushers is a card that also in the late game, not really late game because Legacy has few late game stacks, but like the only 2 targets are Metal Workers and
Lodestone Golem and actually Mishra's Factories.
And Factories.
But he has Wasteland for that, so
Yeah, I don't know. I could see myself playing 2 chalice. I don't know.
I'm really not familiar with Stax either.
I feel like I would see myself playing 2 chalice just
Right.
if you don't have other cards to bring in. It's not like the card
Yeah,
is great.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
saying
yeah.
this.
Yeah,
it's,
that's true.
It's a different
That's
point
true.
of view.
But I think I definitely bring in, as I said, the 3 Revokers. You can and the 4 Tormod scripts. So I definitely think you take out the chalices. And then the spine, you can bring in maybe 1 spine, probably not though. This is more versus show and talent stuff, and like miracle control, I assume. The big spine of Isha.
Yeah, it feels like hard against a deck that could make a lot of Westlands
Yeah.
to get to 7 mana.
Yeah.
If you keep your Metal Worker into play, it's for sure a easy card to cast, but you cannot count on it, I would say. Because Punishing Fire is a good way to take out the Metal Worker.
I agree. Like you cannot count on your Metal Worker living, so you cannot count on having 7 mana consistently in like turn 3, 4. So it's, yeah, it's true. True. You are completely right. Yes, also, what do you think? Inventor's Fairs is a great card here, right? Great addition from the recent sets.
It's a really good card. It's a really good card in a lot of modern decks, or not a lot, but in the decks where it is good, it is really good.
Yeah.
And it's a really good deck really good card in this deck because you just have artifacts and you can get the tools to get.
Yeah,
to a good.
It's basically Demonic Tutor. Like
It doesn't get lands for 5 mana.
Yeah.
This way.
That also produces mana. What do you think about the number 3, since it's legendary?
Yeah, it's risky.
2 might be enough,
but I feel like you want it. You
want it every game. Yeah,
you want to draw 1 because it's so good against. There is early interaction in these games in Legacy, and that's and a lot of times you get there like whoa. Lol.
That's really lol. Turn 1 Revoker, probably naming Knight, and then Thoughtseize into nothingness. Into nothingness.
Oh no, he got the lodestone column.
He just put it away. Okay, so we didn't see that.
No,
of course.
It's fine. All is fine.
That would have been a really sick start, like Direction Revoker into Lodestone Golem. So
wait,
really
I am
good
not understanding this. Just a second. Maybe it's me. Why is City of Traitors into play?
That's true. That's good you mentioned that. I mean, yeah, he should probably just say play Tomb. Maybe he's
Because of
afraid of a
Westland.
raise.
But
Oh,
this is
that's a
worse.
possibility.
Yeah, but that's worse.
That's yeah, I agree. And now
You-
you
you are
just don't
wasting
play a
yourself.
land or what? And powder keg is also interesting card.
With 4 lands in your hand, you don't want to play a land?
It doesn't make sense. Sure. Maybe there was some thought with Wasteland. Anyway, we'll see how it follows up. And powder keg is kind of a ratchet bomb, if I remember well.
Yeah, it's a Ratchet Bomb that doesn't get Planeswalkers, maybe? Ratchet Bomb gets
Yes.
Planeswalkers? I don't know.
Yes.
It's
Let's
really
look it
similar. Yeah. Check it up. Check it up.
Old card from Urza's
Yeah.
Destiny.
Ooh, Life from the
Beautiful
Loam. He got
Wow.
away at the end. It worked out. Or not.
Since-
I don't know.
So he got wasted. He played
got
the land. He got
wasted.
wasted.
Oh, he played also the land, yeah.
Yeah. So powder keg just destroys artifacts and creatures, and you cannot choose to put a counter on it. Oh yeah, you can choose, but always during your upkeep you do not have
Revoker
to
is
tap it.
going for the big run. Trying to go for the big run.
It seems so. How did the Mox died with the powder
Ooh.
keg? That makes sense.
He made a crazy draw now.
Who?
Zoel. He drew Trushabble.
Oh,
And
wow.
he has still the Ancient Tomb in his hand.
Wow.
And now the play of keeping the Ancient Tomb makes sense.
But he didn't know. He didn't know he was going to draw the Crucible. But
No,
yeah,
no, no,
okay,
no.
maybe
I
it makes sense.
mean, the possibility to draw one
Yeah,
of the 3 drops is
it's
pretty
true.
high in his deck.
It's true.
I'm still not sure about the turn 1
City.
city, but I can see that he wanted to go for Lodestone on turn 2.
Yes, but then you still start with Ancient Tomb, no?
Yeah, that's a little bit. He wanted
that's
to avoid Westland.
Mm-hmm.
This way, city is better to avoid Westland because your opponent doesn't want to waste your city, and then
True.
you want to go for Lodestone. This way, if he had no discard spell, he could go for city. His opponent thinks, I don't want to waste this. He goes for Ancient Tomb. He goes for Lodestone Golem,
And then his
he
opponent
wins
has other
fast, I would
problems,
say.
yeah.
This makes sense to me.
Yes, I agree. I do.
I don't know.
agree.
It's really all in, I would say, because 1 discard spell or 1's worth of brochures, and your plan is meh.
Yeah, or also if your opponent doesn't care and has double wasteland and wastes your city,
City.
and then you don't cost like. It's a bit iffy, but
Yeah, it's.
I'm sure he knows or he has
yeah,
his reasons.
I'm trying to understand the reasons because it's.
So
What's the difference with the powder keg from?
So powder keg only destroys creatures and artifacts, and instead of like ratchet bomb that you tap it to put a counter on it, always during your
gets
upkeep you may choose to put a counter.
This way you can do it 1 turn earlier. Because you don't have
Yes.
to tap for it. Because you can do it on 2. On the second turn you have it.
Yes, exactly. And ratchet bomb you have to tap and step once, and then
No, it's the same. Wait. Because you can tap it on the first turn. Ratchet
yeah,
Bomb.
yeah, it makes sense because it doesn't have it doesn't have summoning
why,
sickness.
why should you play powder keg? He has both.
Yeah, he plays 4 ratchet bomb main,
4
so
and
it's just really the fifth ratchet bomb if you want.
Yes. Okay. Now I can understand it.
That makes
Working
sense,
on it.
definitely. And we're loaming away. I think this is just like if Loam gets to do his game, which it's doing now, loaming back wasteland, wasting his opponent out of the game, then it's gonna win. And from now on, we probably won't see anything else but Loam every game, every turn.
Yeah, I feel like
Or-
Stax has to draw the.
They don't have any Moxen, right?
No, yeah, he has 4. He has
Diamonds,
to draw Mox
right, yeah.
Diamond to get there.
Yep.
To have a good
Yeah, I agree.
matchup against it. As I said before, I feel like this is the big difference. I would say.
Yeah, and Loam just works on fewer resources as well. Or it doesn't, like Stax really needs kind of development, and then like after a couple of turns it gets where it wants,
Yeah.
and then you cannot beat it anymore. But getting there is kind of the issue against especially such a deck. And there's a Ranowamp Excavator, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So I can
I never
bring
saw this
back-
picture.
You never saw this version of the creature
No.
or this creature?
No, this version of
Yeah,
the
okay.
crew. Oh,
Yeah.
ah.
So he has backup Loam if you want. He just can play
It's
every
also
turn.
good in limited. In this set, there was there were the cycling lands. This
Yes.
way with Excavator, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
this way I
cycle
played
it.
it a lot.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of value. There's a retro bomb. I presume this will uptick to 3
Yeah.
eventually.
But okay,
It's not enough.
the Revoker has to be, I think, on
Night.
this game. Yeah, is it on night?
I think because the Mox was tapped once.
Okay.
The Mox was destroyed by the powder keg and before he used it, so I think it's night, either night or Liliana of the
I
Whale.
talked Liliana.
Yeah, yeah,
Becau-
yeah, you're probably right.
I think it's on Liliana,
You're probably right.
but I'm not sure. But I feel like this Excavator is now just
It's gonna win the game.
insane.
It's gonna win the game.
I feel like this. I don't want to say that it is over, but it feels over to me.
It does. It does. Now he has an ooze, so he has life gain. So there's not really an issue. And he has diversity in threats in terms of CMC, so the Retro Pump doesn't wipe his board. He's in a very favorite demanding position.
Yeah. I totally agree on that. Totally agree on that.
Yes. Wasteland for the games. There's just a lot of legacy games decided by Wasteland.
Yeah. It's quite a good card. It's not strip mine, but still.
No, but there are a lot of like decks you
That
play
we-
against where it is
yeah.
in fact a strip mine because
Yeah.
they just do not play any basics and
Yeah, there are a lot. As I said, the last days online, I saw a lot of basic lands around. And that was looking at the deck lists. I felt there were like 3 basic lands in a lot of decks. And I saw online, I got against a lot of decks with 4 and 5 basic lands.
right.
And when you count them to go on 3, when you see 4 or 5, it could be a problem. It's a problem because your wastelands. I was playing Grixis Shadow. No, I was playing Blue Black Shadow, and with your 4 wastelands against Grixis control, it was pretty useless to have
Yes,
them.
yeah, because they have just
Yeah,
if they have
2
enough mana,
Too
it's a dead
mana,
card
too
basically,
much
and you
mana.
cannot do anything with the colorless mana. Do you play 4 wastelands in
The
Ubi?
older list
In the
played
edition?
4.
Okay.
Now someone plays 3, but
I saw mostly 2, right? Like 16 lands, 2
Yeah.
wasteland, and then
they are
14 color.
kind of all on the new like channel fireboard deck list is all on 4 with 18 lands.
Okay, okay. Yeah, they might change it after the Pro Tour as well, right? We had it open.
MTG Goldfish there.
Oh yeah, I could go there. I want to.
There was one, yeah.
I am a bit.
I use the mouse more. That's why.
Great.
Okay.
So we found a sage. We found a bob.
Okay.
Yes, and now it's no permanence versus 2 creatures and 4 lands. I think he can pack it in. I'm not too sure if there's any out, but
I think you can choose your cards from your deck and draw 3 cards maybe, and I think you cannot win.
Yeah.
I still think it's.
yeah, he could stack the top 20 cards of his
I
deck
think,
and
yeah.
not win.
No.
That's the issue of stacks. I think if you get below their game plan and disrupt them well, it just doesn't come together.
He never had 2 lands.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
that
okay,
was-
it's a bit
he had
unfair
one
to say
moment.
that. Yeah, that's true.
He had 1 moment of 2 lands.
I think Stax really shines against like Delver and controlish decks like a Grixis
Yeah.
control deck maybe.
Against Miracles could be
Yes.
interesting.
Chalices are annoying there. But this is a
Yeah,
very important.
yeah,
Yeah, there you
yeah,
see.
yeah.
He is conceding. And Loam takes it too now.
He wanted to show off that he could get all his lands back.
in theory, but
theory is theory, you know?
It never
Theory is
resolved.
theory.
what a shame.
It's a 2-0 for the Aggro Loam deck.
All right. And we're gonna